마음톡톡. Mind Talk Talk is the name of the segment, and we have a resident therapist. 우리 오정아 원장님 안녕하십니까?
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. Hello everyone. This is 오정아 from Chicago Therapeutic Center, Chicago 심신치유 Center. I'm so happy to be back for this segment.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we're happy to have you.
Yeah, we're always
right?
happy to have you
you.
back.
Yeah.
I think it's good that we get to see a therapist every Thursday. Miss.
Oh yes. 진짜.
We get to see a neurologist every Tuesday
네.
and then a therapist every Thursday.
Yeah, I think it's people like 우리 원장님 and then of course 류 원장님 on Tuesdays that keep us in check.
Yeah.
Right?
It's free therapy.
그래 말이에요.
Love it.
Love it. So this is the segment every Thursday, second hour of our show where we get to spend some time kind of focusing on our hearts and our minds.
Yes.
So a little mind talking today. What are we focusing on today?
It's a common to come across issues related to one's appearance these days. Let's learn more about this. Here's today's story.
When I was a child, I felt I wasn't pretty enough. After I became an adult, I started wearing makeup, which helped me feel not as ugly. Now at 50, I spend 1.5 hours every morning on my hair, makeup, and outfit selection. Additionally, I regularly visit various beauty professionals for treatments like hair coloring, nails, and eyelash extensions. I recently started to think about getting a facelift. While looking good makes me feel better about myself, the amount of time and money I invest in it seems excessive. Am I being unreasonable or irrational?
Now, this is something that a lot of people, both men and women here in Korea, especially, go through.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So we're going to focus on looks today, it seems like.
All right, so let's refer to this writer as Julia. So it sounds like your beauty routine has become an important part of your daily life and helps you feel better about yourself. So Minsu,
Yes.
if you don't mind me asking,
Sure.
so how much time and money do you spend on your appearance personally?
Oh, well, 원장님, if you haven't noticed, this priceless.
You got a little haircut today.
I did. I got a little haircut. No, I guess not that much. I honestly, everything when it comes to 우리 인류의 충전소님 하하하ing, this is getting people's attention, right? No, I actually depend on whatever my wife brings home when it comes to just stuff to put on my face. In terms of like, like lotion and stuff. I don't think I put on anything that, like changes the color of my skin. So no.
Like
I
what?
guess
Face paint?
not face paint. So I guess makeup. Makeup, because I'm like separating lotion and like toner with makeup. 근데 제가 쓰는 것보다 저희 와이프한테 맡겨요. And she brings, I don't know, like a bottle of lotion and stuff like every like 2 months for me. With the one I use.
Okay.
Yeah. So not that much.
All right.
Yeah.
So how about Laura?
Not that much, actually. If I have the time, here's the thing. I would love to be able to just go around, get my nails done, go for a facial, go and get my hair done. But I just don't prioritize it over other things. So I prioritize things like childcare. I prioritize my mental health, physical health over that kind of stuff. However, I do have a lot of products that I do like to use. So I'll stick to the same products for a long time. And also I use a lot of natural products. So that does cost a little bit. But time-wise, like I didn't even wash my face this morning.
죄송합니다.
Well, I mean, why? Why? Like, I literally wiped the makeup from yesterday off of my eyes when I got up with my daughter. And then I was just so busy. It got to the point where I was getting ready. I had a shower. And I realized, because I put my hair up, because I didn't want to wash my hair, I realized I didn't even wash my face. I just put some lip balm on today. That's it.
You be like one of those people that would buy, I forget which Simpsons episode, but it was like one of those like makeup contraptions. You would pour the makeup on like this little palette and then would poof on your face.
Perfect.
그 말이에요.
But when I have the time, I really enjoy it because it feels so nice.
Yeah.
Like Julia in this story said, it feels so nice and it makes you feel good. Like
맞아요.
if I get 방송 촬영 makeup, I'm just sitting there like, yes, healing time. It's so good. Really, really nice.
네.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing. Especially for women, but not exclusively, it's common for people to seek ways to enhance their physical appearance. However, if you spend too much time, money, and effort on your appearance, it might lead you to appearance-based discrimination. It's called 외모 지상주의. Now, this refers to the practice of judging or treating individuals differently based on their physical appearance for yourself or others.
So this is a rather unfortunate fact. I don't know, maybe I just didn't care as much when I was in America, living in America. But after coming to Korea, I sense this a little bit more
I
here.
see.
And it may be because, I'm now an adult here in Korea, whereas, I was like a recent graduate in America, really didn't pay too much attention to it. 근데 한국에서 이제 살면서 특히 이제 어른이 됐으니까 조금 like I'm guilty of it too a little bit, I think, having that 외모 지상주의 and I know other people like the way they look at other people 딱 좀 더 보여요 한국에서.
I don't mind what other people look like. Actually, I do my very best not to judge anybody on their appearance.
Yeah.
But for me, if I can be like completely honest, and I've talked about this a few times, when I was younger, up until maybe before I moved to Korea, but I had an eating disorder. So I was constantly obsessed with the way I looked. And I had a severe case of body dysmorphia. And so I thought that I looked a certain way, when in reality, I really didn't. And so recovering from that, I love my appearance now. And I love all the things my body can do. So I actively try and teach my students, and being in wellness, that, appearance is really the least of what you should be focusing on.
Yeah.
You are beautiful inside and out, etc., etc. It is harsher in Korea, though.
Oh, yeah.
맞아요.
Much harsher.
Yeah.
I think so. So there is a psychological term called halo effect, 후광 효과.
네.
If it refers to the tendency for our overall impression of a person to be influenced by a single positive traits. So for example, let's say there is a person who is considered very attractive. We might automatically assume that they are also intelligent, kind, successful, and so on. So depending on the person or situation, the halo effect can be temporary, and those disappointment can creep up as this effect wears off. So 후광 효과는 한국말로 좀 표현을 하자면 콩깍지가 씌인다라는 말과 좀 비슷한데요.
네.
그래서 일시적인 현상일 수 있습니다. 예를 들어서 그 사람에 대한 한 가지 긍정적인 면으로 인해서 기대치가 그 사람한테 높아지고 그럼으로써 시간이 갈수록 실망을 하는 상황들이 생기게 되다 보면 후광 효과는 점차 사라질 수 있겠죠. So have either of you experienced this halo effect?
What's the 반대말 of halo effect?
Halo effect.
My husband said to me one time, when I showed him my graduation certificate, I graduated with honors at the top of my class. And he's like, what? No. So he didn't believe me for so long. And I was like,
Liar.
why? He's like, because I think you're pretty. So people can't be pretty and smart.
And you didn't study, right? He assumed you didn't study.
What does that mean? What kind of nonsense is that? So I showed him to prove it. He's like, 그래. 사과해야지.
Yeah. So him assuming, right, based
Yeah.
on your looks,
Yeah.
right? I don't know if I myself have experienced the halo effect directly, but I know I might be the cause of this halo effect. 제가 입 벌자마자 완전 깨는 거 있잖아요, as Koreans would say, right? They're just image of a person, specifically of me.
Yeah.
It flips 180 degrees as soon as I open my mouth.
I tell you what, because a lot of people knew you from Busan Worldwide.
Uh-huh.
So So they knew you as very formal Minsu, very chilled Minsu.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't know the rapper. They didn't know, the immature Minsu.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They thought I was just this smart person
Yeah.
doing interviews all the time,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Fooled them. Fooled them. 네.
All right, so interesting. I brought some reflective questions for Julia to understand her emotions on deeper level and the challenges in maintaining her appearance.
Okay, so questions for Julia to think about. And once again, listeners, maybe you can ponder about these questions because they may pertain to you. Definitely, we're going to be thinking about that here in the studio as well. So,
Yeah.
원장님, questions.
All right, so there are four questions. One, do I care about appearance only for myself or others? Maybe for both. So 내가 외모에 대해서 신경을 쓰는 것이 나만을 위한 것인지, 타인을 위한 것인지, 아니면 모두 해당이 되는가? Two, do I think that how I look defines my worth as a person? 나의 외모가 나라는 사람의 가치를 나타내고 정의한다고 생각하는가? Three, are there other things I like to spend more money on, like traveling, helping others, or learning new things? 나는 외모 이외에 다른 것에 돈을 더 쓰고 싶은 게 있는가? 예를 들어서 뭐 여행, 봉사활동, 새로운 것을 배우는 것. Four, do I have less time for other activities like spending time with the friends, pursuing hobbies, or focusing on my career? 나는 친구들과 시간을 보내고 취미 활동을 하고 나의 커리어에 집중하는 활동에 시간을 덜 쓰고 있는가? By reflecting on these questions, you can reflect on your motivation behind your beauty routine and gain a deeper understanding of your feelings and circumstances.
So these are interesting questions.
Yeah.
And I am going to say, very sad to say, number two, do I think that how I look defines my worth as a person? No, personally, I don't think that, but I know that other people think that.
Yeah.
So other people think that maybe about other people, which means we have to, I say we as in me, have to 신경써 for appearance.
맞아요.
So I'm not going to go and start teaching kids yoga if I'm not looking a certain way.
그렇죠.
You
Right.
know, because there's a certain expectation of other people which then does affect you. So even if you don't have that, you don't care. You're like, you know what, I'm a strong person, I'm a wonderful, valuable person. Other people who are interacting with you won't feel that way.
Yeah.
And they will care about it. And so it will affect you directly.
And that's exactly what I mentioned about me coming to Korea and becoming an adult. 한국에서 어른 생활을 하기 시작했으니까, like at work or maybe when you have to teach classes, even though you might not care about, the way you look to others, but when it comes to like things like your job, right? Or things like that, you do have to, I guess, be up to a certain standard. Right, especially when it comes to looks. So
Yeah.
it's something you can't really avoid, I feel like.
And yet, we look like this.
Fooled you, our listeners, right? So these are indeed some interesting questions to really think about.
Yeah, I think so. So I'd like to suggest some things that Julia or any of our listeners can do in a similar situation. So gather several childhood photos of yourself and then look at the photos. Do you think she is not pretty enough? Or do you think she's ugly? So if you think she is still ugly, look at her more carefully. You might find some positive aspects of her, not only her appearance, such as confidence smile, her innocence, or creativity. Through this process, you can re-evaluate your values and priorities beyond just the physical appearance.
I think that'd be such a sad exercise. I just want to say I'm sorry to 6-year-old Laura. I'm sorry for all the things you're going to go through.
What's
And
one thing?
You're welcome.
What's one thing you could? You're welcome. What's one thing you could point out? I'm sure you remember your childhood photos, right? What you looked like back then. What's one thing you could look back now and be like, oh, like that's like one, like nice or positive feature of my young self?
Good forehead.
Good forehead, right?
Magnificent forehead.
Yeah, because the one right now isn't working too
How
hot.
dare
No,
you.
I'm just kidding.
No, I was super cute, super duper cute, and really confident. Yeah.
For me, look, it's picturing, like, trying to imagine my childhood photos. I'm very jealous of, like, the lighter skin tone that I had as a kid.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
I don't know why, but like as a kid, like my pupil was very high.
Oh.
And it's because the years of no sunblock. JB 님, I'm talking to you because you're asking on our YouTube, right? Should you or should you not put on sunblock? This is what I'm supposed to look like. This is what I look like now.
It's the same.
No, it's not.
I mean, look at me. Same for me. This is my this side, and this is look at this product, and then this product.
That's yours is the same. What are you talking
No,
about?
look, this is blue. This one's blue. Look at this side, and then this side.
You mean the blue of your veins?
I mean, yeah, it's just really white skin. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think there's certain aspects that I'm sure all of us are very envious of our young selves, right? Yeah, so that's a good exercise maybe of Julia can do. Anything
Thinking.
else?
I wish I was still like soft and taut.
맞아요.
All right. So I know it might make Julia anxious or uncomfortable to go without makeup. However, when you hang out with the friends that you can trust, and you should challenge yourself to go makeup free or simplify your beauty routine. You can even express to them like how you feel about your appearance today, and ask them to tell you how they think of it honestly. In that process, it might help you explore and embrace your natural beauty while gradually reducing the time and money on your beauty routine.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
I think Julia might be surprised just how much people are just more like accepting or maybe not even care
Yeah.
about, like, you know, how if she has makeup on or
But
not.
here's the thing, right? If I don't wear makeup or days that I look less makeup and then like 촬영한 날 or makeup wearing the days that I wear makeup, people will say, "Oh, are you okay? You look tired. 너 피곤해 보여."
And this is more in Korea too. You know, in
I'm like,
America, people never say
You
something
never
like
comment
that.
on someone's appearance like that. Never. And it's really, I was really shocked when I first heard it. Oh, you look so tired. I'm like, oh, thanks. Thanks very much. That's great.
Yeah,
You look so tired. I just had a baby. Of course I'm tired.
맞아요.
So it's interesting that people are very free to comment on other people's appearance. And I think that's why especially women get such a pressure, a societal pressure to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Right.
So, 원장님, you know, I have shared, Laura shared, and Julia shared too. Have you, you know, gone through anything like this yourself?
Yeah, I have. So when I was a freshman, I spent an hour doing makeup without eating breakfast every morning.
An hour. Wow.
So one day I woke up late, so I didn't have time to put on perfect makeup. So I felt really awkward, but I realized that people didn't really care about my makeup. And then I gradually got used to having less makeup on, and now I'm spending about like 10 minutes to do
Oh.
makeup during the week and a few minutes on weekends.
Wow. Yeah. And especially the past couple of years, everybody having like a mask on, right? That cut like makeup time in half probably for a lot
Just
of
make
people.
sure your eyes are
그냥
like
여기 위에만.
for the club.
Yeah.
And then down here is just for the
Right.
bathroom.
Exactly. So it's interesting that how we all have similar, you know, experiences like this. Do you want to add one more thing that Julia can do, maybe?
Sure. Julia, you should focus on developing inner acceptance, and self-love. Emphasize the qualities and characteristics that defines you beyond your physical appearance. In addition, you should think about what truly matters to you in life, such as relationships, personal growth, hobbies, or contributing to your community.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of those are so much more
맞아요.
important than appearance.
Yeah. And it just takes you realizing that.
Yeah.
깨닫면 like once you realize that, like there's no going back probably
Yeah.
for a lot of people.
And unfortunately, you know, sometimes it takes like the death of a close friend or the death of a family member for you to like come back to reality and be
Yeah.
like, nothing matters actually. Relationships are so important or like people are so important. Lipstick is not that important. But it's nice to have though, if you want to have a little lipstick.
Very much agree. Yeah. We had a message coming in from Lee Kelly-님. If you're nothing without beauty, you'll never be anything with it. Ooh. Words to live by.
Looks fade. Dumb
Yeah.
is forever.
맞아요. We also have 인류의 충전소님 saying that is the Laura effect when we were talking about the halo effect. 인류의 충전소님, I'll show you what the Laura effect is once I get my results of my health checkup back. Right? The past year with Laura, I'll show you what it is.
If he is not healthier than ever, I will be very surprised. Very surprised.
네, 원장님, thank you so much. So today, focusing on beauty, how much, you know, maybe it consumes our lives and like other things that we could maybe look at that we could
Right.
deem a little more important maybe, right?
Yeah.
I think it's some good time to do a little refocusing.
Right.
Beauty is on the inside.
맞습니다. Yeah.
All right. So I hope today's segment is helpful for our listeners.
네.
I'll be back next Thursday.
Yes, you will. 원장님, 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
네, 수고했습니다. We'll see you back here next week, okay?
네.
Bye bye.